So, Devin, we've been hearing the term regulatory tsunami crop up pretty frequently, no surprise really with everything that's going on. So, with all the attention on fines, particularly around off-channel communications, how's Theta Lake supporting compliance in this area? And perhaps you could say, specifically, what is Theta Lake offering to ensure compliance across the broadest spectrum of communication channels? We're
Yeah,
talking voice, text, video, whiteboards, and who knows what next.
yeah, absolutely. And maybe I'll kind of take that in two parts. I think first part, that tsunami as it's being termed out there is really a reality of the shift to the modern workplace tool set and the challenges that many organizations rightfully have, which is they had very locked down environments, very controlled for compliance purposes. But as we entered the pandemic, and even prior to the pandemic, there was a big shift in the communication stack that organizations were using, right? Much more rich collaboration tools, unified communication tools that allowed you to move from voice to video to chat to file sharing to doing things like using digital whiteboards and visual workspaces. And because the organizations were so locked down and because their compliance policies required them to be that way, the end users kind of moved on without them in many ways. As right or wrong, and as many opinions about what they should or shouldn't have done exist, the reality is people moved to easier to use, more feature-rich communication tools, which drove this wave of off-channel. Whether you think about it as a WhatsApp thing, which I really don't believe it's just about WhatsApp, it's more about the reality of consumers moving to those new communication tools. That just created this wave of off-channel communications. And so one of our missions from the founding of the company is to give organizations a way to bake compliance into the fabric of that new unified communication and collaboration landscape. And one of the key parts of our offering is that ability to capture and support all of those rich modalities, right? Whether you're thinking extremes like whiteboards and video and things that are shared or shown on screen, all the way through to the very common things like texting over SMS, like using chat, like sending emails, and then through to the kind of the meaty stuff that has gone through a big shift, which is really around the migration to cloud voice or UC integrated voice and telephony applications. And so Theta Lake provides three core capabilities for digital communications, governance, and archiving. First and foremost is what we call unified capture. And that is designed specifically to help solve that off-channel communication problem by enabling the ability to capture all of those rich comm types, helping drive users to use better enabled on-channel communications, right? Instead of off-channel, you want to be on-channel and monitored. And do that in a way where firms get the opportunity to have reconciliation, really robust reporting around all of that. So key capabilities on that front. And then we extend to the next sets of the product suite, which are unified search and storage, which is where we can move from being a forwarding mechanism where we're capturing and fitting in with the existing infrastructure and providing reconciliation, to the ability to search across all of those mediums and the ability to even do things like start to unify how you store that data, right? One of the big challenges of that data problem and the downstream supervision, discovery, surveillance is that data is often very fragmented across different silos, right? You have voice recording data in the voice recording silo, and you have e-coms and traditionally email and chat tools and an email archive, and then who knows what you're doing with some of the modern content, but really being able to save costs first and foremost, which is important for compliance teams by unifying that, but then also give you efficiency and speed and the ability to look at everything in context in one unified view. And then I'll just say the last part, but we can dig into that maybe after I give you a chance to ask me another question. The third part of the suite is something we call proactive compliance, which is our concept of saying, hey, there's supervision and surveillance and all the things that you do to detect risk, whether you're using AI and models or whether you're using lexicons, and how you construct your review workflows, and all those things live in there. Our proactive compliance encompasses those, but also extends that. And that's what we think modern compliance and modern DCGA tools should do, which is giving you the ability to actually have response and impact outcomes, do things like remediation, do things like put disclaimers in conversations automatically. And so really thinking beyond just the reactive nature of surveillance and detecting something